I'm Garnet, this is Eggs. Since I'm getting closer to my end of using Hyper, I decided to deck myself out a little bit for the special occasion. Is it cool? Do you like it? It was mainly just like kind of randomly selected stuff that I thought fit like my color scheme that I've got going on. This year, instead of my regular anime list videos, I didn't watch a lot of anime this year actually, so I decided to, from as much as my memory as I could scrounge up, list everything that I remember watching this year. Some of them I'm still actually in the middle of watching, but yeah. It's just everything. For anime, I watched Kami-sama Kiss seasons 1 and 2. I haven't watched the OVAs yet, and it's like a romance thing with like yokai, and I didn't really like the main guy Tomoe very much, but I liked Kurama, and you know it was cute, it was funny, it was stupid. I liked it. Witch Watch. Oh, so cute, so adorable. This one also has like yokai in it, but like the main character is a witch. And like they're her familiars, and I loved that. That was adorable. That's a new one from this past year. Dun Dun Dun, season 2. I already talked about that before. I don't really have anything to add. I still love it. My Melody and Kuromi. Oh, it's so cute. I'm only a couple episodes and I haven't watched a lot of it, but it's so cute already. I just my very first look on it. I'm not talking anymore. Twisted Wonderland, of course I'm watching that. I've talked about it on my channel some. I play the game, I've read the manga. The anime is more based off of the manga, but I mean, it's all the same story. It's all the same exact story. It's just like the main character difference, because obviously in the game you don't actually see yourself, and they gave like him a little bit of a background, you know. It's that one where everyone thinks that it's like a romance game, that you like date the characters. You don't. That's not what it is. But that's what that is with all like the Disney hot guy characters. And then the reason I'm moving on to cartoons, I've got them separated into like shows, movies, and then live action shows, movies. Hopefully I got those separated properly and don't have them mixed up in a weird way. But here's the main reason why I only watched 5 anime this year, because I watched the entirety of The Simpsons. All of it. All of it. And I'm still watching the new episodes as they come out. I've made a commitment. I don't know why, but I've made a commitment. It's too many. It's too much. I could have watched like One Piece or something. No, I watched The Simpsons. Obviously I have mixed feelings because it like kind of like gets like better and worse like throughout all the seasons. I watched a lot of Disney stuff. I watched a lot of Disney stuff this year. So for some reason I watched Sophia the First while I was like playing Minecraft. And then I watched Elena of Avalor, and those are both like Disney princess shows. You might occasionally like hear them come up if you're like really into like Disney princesses, Sophia and Elena. Kim Possible. I watched I think everything that exists. I watched the show, I watched the movie, and then I watched like the live action movie that's newer, which I didn't care for very much. The episodes are out of order. They're out of order on Disney Plus. So that was really annoying, but I watched it like that anyway. It doesn't make it like a huge difference, but you notice it sometimes. The Proud Family! I'm still finishing up the second season. And yeah, I haven't watched anything else, just like the first season and most of the second season. I haven't watched the new show or anything. That one, oh, that one's so nostalgic for me. I love The Proud Family. Rainbow Bright. I watched the original 80s Rainbow Bright, and I watched the movie. And that one was more my sister's thing. I have an older sister. That one was more her thing. But like I remembered it mostly through merch from her, so I wanted to like, yeah, watch all of that. I didn't watch anything newer for Rainbow Bright because I know there's at least one newer show, right? At least one. I don't know if there's more than one. I guess I'll look into that. Maybe I'll watch it someday. Probably. I do like watching girly kids shows. I love that. Can you tell? I love watching girly kids shows, so I might watch the rest. Rainbow Bright and Strawberry Shortcake are like becoming more popular in like merch again. So I've been seeing them a lot in stories, and I've been seeing like, you know, remakes of like their dolls. So I want one to go with a Strawberry Shortcake doll for me. for Christmas. I'm putting toys. I do always put toys on my Christmas list. And then, of course, I watched the 80s Strawberry Shortcake, and I also watched the 2003 Strawberry Shortcake because I grew up with like a combination of that. And so cute. She's so cute. She was more my thing. Rainbow Rite was my sister's thing. Strawberry Shortcake was my thing. And I love her. She's so cute. And I love the peculiar purple pie man of Porcupine Peak. Alright, the movie section. I talked about movies like as well along. Oh yeah, with The Simpsons, I watched The Simpsons movie too. I watched The Simpsons movie, but yeah. Just movies. I didn't even list them separately. I just put shit ton of Disney movies. I watched, especially Disney princess movies. I watched those a lot. Those were rewatches. So one that I watched for the first time that I can remember fully was Kronk's New Groove. I never watched that before. I watched The Emperor's New Groove a lot. I love that one. And then another reason why I only watched 5 anime this year, along with the whole Simpsons thing, I watched every Barbie movie. I watched everything Barbie. I watched every Barbie movie that I could find. I watched every Barbie show. I watched commercials. I watched music videos. I watched everything Barbie. Old stuff, new stuff. I have seen Barbie. Barbie was a huge part of my childhood, but I mainly watched I watched 2 movies over and over again when I was a kid, and it was The Princess and the Pauper and Fairytopia, the first Fairytopia. So I decided I wanted to watch everything else because I remembered seeing like the advertisements for other ones. I wanted to watch them so bad, but like no one would buy them. So I watched oh yeah, when I was watching Strawberry Shortcake, I discovered Rose Petal Place and Rose Petal Place Real Friends. So that apparently was a very short-lived toy thing too that had some little specials for it. That was cute. That was really cute. I wouldn't mind having a couple of those toys if I could get a hold of some. Why did I put Nightmare Before Christmas? That would go in with rewatching Disney movies. Over the Garden Wall. Oh, I watched that a lot too. That was a rewatch. Everyone should watch that. Everyone should watch that. That was one of my favorite cartoons. That was one of my favorite shows. James and the Giant Peach I watched for the first time this year that I could remember. It felt nostalgic, like I might have seen it when I was really little but forgot. And I know people talk about being scared of it a lot, so yeah, I was curious and I watched it with my mom. She was like, what the heck? It was weird. It was so weird. Scary Girl, never saw that before. It just popped up and I was watching some spooky stuff, so it was interesting. I didn't hate it. I don't feel anything very strong about it. Oh yeah, I just started watching Christmas stuff. I'm making this video before Christmas even. I'm making it ahead of time because I know I'm about to be really busy starting tomorrow. But yeah, I started watching some Christmas stuff. So I guess this isn't really complete because I'm gonna have to add more Christmas stuff to it. Because I'm sure I'm not done watching things, but I watched Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year. That was a rewatch. I've seen that before. I think all the Christmas stuff I watched so far was stuff I watched before. And Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, I watch that one pretty much every year. Love that one. That's a really good one. You should watch that one if you haven't seen it. It's really cute. It's really charming. A Very Merry Pooh Year is also really charming. It's with the Christmas and a New Year's thing. Going into live action shows, where this is stuff that I really never talk about on my channel, so this will be interesting. Diagnosis Murder, that one's very nostalgic for me. I watched a good chunk of it when I was a kid, so I wanted to watch the rest of it, and what I mainly remembered as a kid was the vampire episode. There's a vampire episode. This is like a mainly realistic show, and then vampire episode. I guess I shouldn't spoil how that goes, but it was interesting. That's my favorite episode. I love Diagnosis Murder. I love Dick Van Dyke. I watch Community. Abed's my favorite, of course. And my goodness, I have a bit of a It's not, I guess you can't really call it Mandela effect if you like other people don't share this with you, but I have a false memory that I'm super confused about. I could have, well, actually, maybe I'll make this a separate video. I shouldn't spoil things in this video. There's something that I really honestly thought happened. I had a very vivid memory of happening for Community, and it did not happen. I watched Becker. So the live action things, the live action shows that I watch are mainly things I watch with my mom. I watched Diagnosis for Murder with my mom, Community with my mom, Becker with my mom. So that was her thing. I didn't know anything about Becker. So I was really surprised by like how nasty the main character can be. Holy crap, that guy. I enjoyed it. I missed I want to talk about things that would be spoilers. Yeah, this isn't really a spoiler. At some point, Bob, the character of Bob, stops being in the show. And I missed him so bad. It was just for the last season, and I missed him so bad, and it's so funny because I hated him so much when he first showed up. I was like, can this character leave? And then when he did leave, it's like, wait, bring him back. Because he started being written so well. Becker was something I just recently watched, so this is like fresh in my memory. If I talk longer about some things than others, but like, yeah, they started writing him so much better than he was written in the beginning, and he grew on me so much. It's like, no, wait, I take it back. Put him back. Mr. Bean, for some reason, which I don't even know why I did that. I don't know why I clicked on that. I don't know what possessed me. I watched Mr. Bean, and at some point I started just like getting like preemptively like disgusted every time a child was on the screen, because like I just knew at some point that something gross was going to happen every time there was like a child or a baby. Like they went straight to like gross out humor with them for some reason. But when it wasn't that, I found it charming. I don't like gross out humor. I watched all of Wizards of Waverly. Well, I guess not all, because there's the new show. I didn't watch that. I watched all of the original Wizards of Waverly Place. I watched the movie, and I watched that one like special, where like there was like the evil Alex, and that, oh my goodness, that was such childhood for me. I loved that show to death. I loved that. So that is something I watched before, but I made sure I saw everything this time, because you know I mainly just like caught episodes just kind of randomly on TV before. So I also watched Liv and Maddie. I was definitely a bit old for watching Disney at the time that started being on, but I really liked that one too, so I rewatched all of that. Live action movies. I watched quite a handful of Disney movies. I watched The Little Mermaid, I watched Snow White, and I watched Lilo and Stitch. Very I think I was most upset with Lilo and Stitch because they didn't have Gantu. They made Jumba just the bad guy. And can I just spoil this? Or do you want me to have like a separate video where I bitch about live action Disney? Because I'll do that too. Alright, I'll consider that. But I might have already spoiled it by just telling you that Jumba's evil now, but I wasn't happy with that. Snow White. Why can't I watched that kind of recent and my brain is blanking on it. The Little Mermaid, actually, though, that one wasn't that bad. Is that like crazy? Am I crazy for that? That one wasn't that bad. I understand people being annoyed by Scuttle. Also, I thought so much that there was going to be a twist where Eric was a merman. First, did anyone else think that? Because like they like did this thing, or I mean, first of all, he was adopted, right? And it was like, oh, we found you. There's a shipwreck. Like you came from the ocean, and like he was like drawn to the ocean. He was having like his like Moana moment. He had like a Moana song, and I so thought he was gonna end up like being a merman. And they were gonna like live in the ocean together instead of living on the land together, and I was actually excited because I thought that would be kind of cool. Like if they were gonna change things anyway in the story, I thought that would be kind of cool. And then they didn't do it. It's like, why were these things in the movie? What do you mean? Sonic 1 and 2. But I did not watch 3 yet. I haven't watched 3 yet, and I want to because I love these. I love the live-action Sonic movies. I love them so much. I love Jim Carrey, Eggman. I love these. They're so good. They're so good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I actually can, like, a live-action movie like that. Oh my goodness. Most of the Halloween stuff I watched for this year were like Disney and like kids stuff. I tried to venture into other stuff, but I'm not that much a fan of like actual like horror stuff unless it's like old, like black and white, like Bela Lugosi stuff. I talked about it before in videos. I decided, since I knew it wouldn't have jump scares, to watch the Blair Witch Project, which ended up being very boring. Not my thing. And then I watched Mr. Crockett because I liked the like aesthetic of like the thumbnail thing, you know. But ew. 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 It's just sorry, the opening kill is literally, it's not even like it scared me at any point. I was just kind of wanted to throw up. And also it had a couple little like cheap jump scares, and like any jump scare can get me. I'm easy to startle, so it just made me annoyed. It didn't even make me scared, it just made me annoyed. If anyone has like horror movie suggestions that you think my picky ass might actually like, go ahead. But good luck. Good luck pleasing me with anything past like a certain date. Oh, wait, hold on. My next one is actually an example of how you can please me. I watched the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. I've already watched like the show and Angel a long time ago, and I watched it like according to like a list of like where the like episodes between Buffy and Angel like match up with each other. I went all out. I love that. So I watched the movie, which is, you know, pretty unrelated to the show. It doesn't have any of the characters besides Buffy, and of course it's a different actress, you know, it's different. And the vampires even function very different. Like they can float, they got pointy ears, their faces don't do that like scrunchy thing that they do in the show. When they get staked, they don't turn to dust, they just kind of die. So that was interesting, making comparisons. I had fun, it was stupid, it was one of my favorite. It is so hard to please me with deaths and things. I'm usually like, either I feel bad for them, or if it's a character I really hate, like I won't think it was bad enough. But then even if it is a character that I hate, like even if it is like a suitable death I think for them, I'll still be like maybe like grossed out or just like upset that you showed me something like that. And so I'm very picky with deaths, but that was like one of my, there's a death in there that is one of my favorite deaths out of everything ever. It was so funny. It was so funny. I won't spoil it, but watch this movie. It is so funny. And then I watched, for the millionth time in my life, Dracula, just with Bela Lugosi. I love that stuff. I'm surprised I didn't watch more. I have a lot of movies like that. I'm surprised I didn't watch more, but I was, I guess, too focused on Disney stuff this year. I don't know why. But of course I watched Dracula. I did not watch, I feel really bad, I did not watch When Good Ghouls Go Bad. I didn't watch it this year. That's shame on me. Shame on me being too distracted to watch like the best Halloween movie in the world. I watched all 4 zombies movies on Disney. I guess because it came up when I was like hanging out with my friend. We were watching Alex Myers. We were watching him, and that's why I was like, you know, I like Descendants. It's pretty much that. I'll watch it. Yeah. Yep. They were something. I did have fun. They were kind of dumb. But I did have fun. All the different versions of Haunted Mansion, you know, the original, the Muppet version, and then the newer version. Of course, I love the original version the most. The Muppet one was fun too, though. The Muppet one, I think that was the first time I ever watched that one. Of course, the new one, that was the first time I ever watched it, but I watched the original Haunted Mansion plenty of times. I love that one. I rewatched Hocus Pocus 1 and 2. I don't really know why I rewatched 2, because I didn't care for it that much, but I guess I'm just gonna start watching them both when I watch them now. Hocus Pocus is one of my favorite movies. Don't Look Under the Bed. That is so nostalgic. I remember that when I was little. I remember that so much. It creeped me out more when I was little, though. Now it just was silly now that I'm an adult. It's about the boogeyman. Twitches, both movies. That's also nostalgic, except I don't think I watched the second movie when I was a kid. I think I just watched the first one. It's pretty dumb. Dumb isn't like a completely bad thing, by the way. When I say I'm not like trying to insult it, dumb can be fun. Dumb is fun. For the first time in my life, I watched Return to Oz because that's another thing that people talk about being scared of a lot, so I was curious, and I liked that. I liked that a lot. That was interesting. That was weird. I don't understand why it exists, but I really liked that. That is my thing. I like that. Now, not my thing, I watched The Scream Team for the first time in my life. I don't remember this at all from when I was younger. I didn't like that very much. That was kind of boring to me. But not as bad as some of the other things that I've got coming up here. I also watched Can of Worms, and I thought it was gross. I didn't like the alien things. I didn't like them. I did not like them at all. I did not like that. That still wasn't as bad as the Mr. Boogedy movies. Both of them. Mr. Boogedy and Bride of Boogedy. I hated those. That was the worst things I watched this year. Those were so boring. It's just a ghost, an evil ghost, like, is haunting a family's house, and like, it was supposed to be comedy, but I didn't think it was funny. I was just bored. Ghost of Buxley Hall, that was also a little bit boring. I didn't have as much of a hatred towards it as Mr. Boogedy for some reason. Now, something I loved. Oh my goodness. Something Wicked This Way Comes. That was good. That was good. They just put that on Disney Plus. Like, they put it on there, like, in the middle of me watching things. They just put that on Disney Plus. Finally. I've been hearing about it for forever. I loved that. I loved that. It was so good. It was so creepy. That's good shit. Disney, why did you hide that? That was good. Watch that. Like, at least, like, next Halloween time, watch that. It's, evil carnival tries to kill 2 kids. That's it. That's what the movie is. It's so good. It's so good. And then going away from the spooky and into the Christmas, I watched, the Muppets, Christmas Carol, the Muppets Christmas Carol, and, Letters to Santa. I watched both of those Muppets Christmas movies, and that's the end of my list. But yeah, the Muppets, both of those are rewatches. I've watched those both as a kid, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've seen those. I kind of forgot what they were like. They're funny. They're good. I love them. I love Muppets. So that's everything on my list. Tell me what you've watched this year, whether it's anime or anything else, and if you have, like, any suggestions for things that you think that I might like based on what's been on my list and what I said that I liked and didn't like on my list, go ahead. I clearly love watching things. Even if I'm not watching anime, I am watching something. Another reason why I barely watch anime is because I have been watching things while playing video games. I've been playing, I guess I can't even say a lot of video games. I've been playing a couple video games for a long time. I played a lot of Minecraft, and then, like, yeah, Guardians of Ozuma, Grand Bazaar is mainly, Hello Kitty, Island Adventure. I've just been, like, watching things as I play those games, and then, of course, that's hard to do with anime, because I don't like watching anime in English very much, which, oh gosh, with Twisted Wonderland, I've, like, heard a little bit of the English voices, and I'm a little worried. I'm kind of considering maybe watching it in English after I watch it in Japanese, because, like, I'm so curious about that. I think some of those are, what I've heard, like, little clips of it, seemed so weird. I don't know how I feel about that. But, like, I'm curious to the point where I might actually watch it that way as well. And then maybe watch it a third time in Japanese to fix it if it bothered me. So yeah, leave whatever comments you want, suggestions, your own watch history this year. My tongue hurts. I just had, like, a filling done, and there's, like, a sharp piece. Anyway. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Happy New Year!